Hello, Mr. Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. Today I have a giveaway for you and we are giving away the French Tier 9 heavy premium tank, the Lorraine AMX M4. So all what you have to do to enter this giveaway is leave a comment with !duck followed by the gamer tag and the console you play on. The draw will end on the 22nd of this month, at which point I will post a update on my channel to let you know who the winner is, and then we can get the tank credited. So again, all what you need to do to enter this giveaway is leave a comment with !duck followed by the gamer tag and the console you play on. Now we've got 2 replays to show off this tank, so let's get on with the video. Okay then, so here we are for the first replay of the video where we are platooned up with our pal Swindle 321 on Westfields. There is a bunch of tank destroyers in the lobby, 2 enemy light tanks and no enemy artillery. So this tank is very much a heavy medium. You have fantastic mobility, 60 kilometers an hour top speed, and then you've got you've got the 50B sort of hull armour. So it's not very good, if artillery hits you, yeah, it can do a lot of damage, and your whole armour's not really up to much at all. But it does have a good turret, so you can bounce quite a lot of shots off of your turret, and you can get to those hold down locations quite quickly because you have that good mobility. The tank itself has 2 different gun options. The first gun, which we are using in replay number 1, is the 400 Alpha gun. This gun has 10 degrees of gun depression, has a good shell velocity and has a DPM with this setup of 2,744. Now it also has a second gun option, which I'm going to use in the second replay, where you have 560 alpha but only 8 degrees of gun depression, not as much DPM, but you do have like 560 alpha, so it can be quite nice, so you don't have to peak so much and you really feel it when you hit those tanks. Both options are good. I think I prefer the smaller gun just because I like having that extra degrees of gun depression and I like having the shell velocity, because a second sort of 560 alpha gun has very poor shell velocity. However, they are both good options and it's really more come down to your personal preference to which one you prefer using. Okay, so here we are on Westfield and we've pushed up to the sort of the ridges in the 1-2 where we can try and use our gun depression. Get a hold down and see if we can get some damage in. Get a nice early shot into the Death Star. Unfortunately, we don't pen the shot and we only do track damage. Now, we don't really have that much support here, as you can see, because there's quite a substantial amount of tank destroyers in the lobby. A lot of them are sort of camping on the 9-0 line. So we really need to make these shots count to get the damage in. There's no artillery, which is obviously very, very helpful. Means we only have to worry about the tanks which are in front of us. The enemy E4 is my priority number 1 because it's a very, very dangerous tank and it can just go straight through our armour. So any chance to take this tank out, we want to get the shots in. With the help of my friendly teammate here, we have put him onto a 1-shot, so that is very handy. Looking for a shot into the enemy Highlander. We tried to get one in for the lower plate and wasn't successful. And we are 2 tanks down at this moment in time. Obviously the Highlander is using the autoloader. So we've got to be careful again of this tank. Our friendly light tank has done some crazy missions here. I don't know what he's doing, but I guess he is distracting the enemy team. I was looking to try and get a shot into Death Star while they were distracted, but I don't want to get overconfident here and push around because you can see there's still that enemy Death Star in that game and the Highlander. I think the E4 does get taken out, which is obviously good news for us. So we're just being patient here. If this enemy Highlander pokes up, we want to get a shot in. And with that 10 degrees of gun depression you do have with this gun, it can be very, very helpful. We do bounce a shot off the side of the Highlander's turret there. Maybe we should have waited, because if we didn't quite realise he was going to poke round to this extent. Get a nice shot in, putting him on to half hit points there, picking up 1,500 damage now. And we have blocked 530 as well. And we're starting to, this side seems to go okay. The enemy team are pushing back a little bit. We're going to try and get some more damaging shots in. Looking for a shot of that pattern there. But now we should have a shot at this light tank here, which we do get a lovely shot in. With these premium rounds, you've got a shell velocity of 1,334. So that is decent. You don't have to pre-aim the shots that much. Highlander is coming for us, as you can see. He then just decides he's going to go for the enemy tank destroyer. Not paying attention to ourselves, so we're just going to, well, we're going to pick up the kill here. Hopefully we can keep our tank destroyer in the game. Unfortunately we can't. He does kill off our friendly Death Star, but we then, just take a time and at least kill the enemy Highlander for that. Putting us up to 3,000 damage now with 1 kill and 11 enemy tanks in the game. Still, again, quite a few tank destroyers. Some gets detected down the 1-2 line now. We've got to be careful because there's still some nasty TDs which can take our hit points away very, very quickly. Looking to see if we can get a shot into this enemy waffle here. We do put a lovely one in through the turret, just pulling back to safety. Because I don't know how many other tank destroyers are potentially covering this tank. Maybe there's some which are not detected. Get a nice kill on the one-shot light tank, picking up a second kill and putting us back into a 10 versus 9. We have the 1 tank advantage at the moment, and we are starting, I guess to say, to take a little bit of control because we're taking away this sort of top half of the map for the enemy team. If we can try and finish off this enemy medium tank, which would be very, very helpful, and then we can try and push the advantage to see if we can get any more shots in. We're going to see if we can finish off this enemy Death Star here. We put 1 shot in. We don't quite roll high enough to finish him off. Want to pull back. We don't want to get shot by that enemy Death Star. Hoping our friendly light tank will finish him. We're just going to go for the peak while he's not looking at us to just finish him off while we had the opportunity to do. Picking up another kill, putting us under 3,600 damage now with 850 blocked off of this turret with 8 tanks remaining. I'm kind of expecting the majority of the team to be on the other side of the map now. So we're going to try and push central to try and use these rocks as a bit of protection and see if we can spot any of the tanks which may be on the other side of the map because the enemy light tank is dead. We do still have our friendly light tank in, which should hopefully go and spot for us shortly. Enemy waffle, a friendly Waffle 100 takes out an enemy tank destroyer. We should then be able to kill the enemy Ruthless there, picking up our 4th kill. We then have an enemy tank in the base, this enemy Waffle, which does have shots into us, which is a little bit awkward. We're also going to be kept spotted by this medium tank, but we was successfully able to kill the enemy Pattern, picking up our 5th kill, putting us into 4,200 damage. Now with 4 kills remaining, looking like we've probably got the victory here. I'm waiting to see if that Waffle pokes again. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So now I'm thinking about, can I just dart across and spot the last remaining tanks to try and get some assistance? We've got this enemy tank destroyer down below, which our friendly platoon mate Swindle is going in for in the Lorraine. We try and snapshot that on the move. Unfortunately, we missed a shot. Maybe could have took a chance to Wayne there because we actually only need 1 shot for the 6th kill, which wasn't quite able to get there, which would have been nice to pick up the would have been nice just to pick up the Top Gun medal for getting that 6th kill. Get a nice shot into the Waffle there. Unfortunately, again, we don't manage to pick up the kill. Putting us under 4,200 damage with 5 kills. Now it was just 1 enemy tank, and it just seems at this point, yeah, well, we've won this, haven't we? This tank's not winning a 1 versus 9. If we did, fair play to him, but it's not going to happen. So we're going to try and move up and just hope to see if we can get a final kill shot in if we're lucky. Get 1 shot in with damage his engine. I think he's probably going to get taken out before we get our shot in. He does, and that brings us into replay number 1. So let's see how we got on the scoreboards. We do get 5 kills, 4,600 damage, 850 blocked, picking up the ace tanker there. So that's it for replay number 1 with the small 400 alpha gun. Let's move on to the second replay with the 560 alpha gun. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2 on Canis. Again, we are platooned up with our buddy Swindle 321. Where there is 2 enemy artilleries in the game, 2 enemy light tanks, and it is tier 10 matchmaking on this encounter variant of Canis. So initially, from this spawn on encounter, we're just going to try and push kind of central in the middle. See if we can get any shots. Sometimes tanks, the enemy team do spawn in the town. They come out of the town pretty quickly. On occasions, we might be able to get a few shots in. So I'm going to try and make my way over to there. Like I say, this tank, with the 560 alpha gun, does have slightly lower DPM per minute. I think this is on 2,632. But you then have that bigger shot, so you don't have to peak so much to get that big damage in. So you don't always get the opportunity to use your DPM. And it can be quite satisfying to get those shots in. but you do only have a shell velocity of 840, so you will need to lead your shots a little bit more, especially when you're firing at range. But when you're in like a more close quarter brawl, then the shell velocity is not going to make as much of a difference. It's more when you're firing at range and you obviously the shot's got to travel that little bit further. But a decent start to the game. You see rolling for 560 odd, picking up our first pen. We're going to try and get into this middle position, see if we can shoot these tanks dead in front of us here. Get a lovely shot there into the enemy heavy tank, which was crossing, picking up 1,000 damage. And you can, it's satisfying. I do love both guns, if I'm honest. I say I prefer the 400 gun, but it's very, very close. I do actually, both guns are good in their own merit. And you can see here we've already picked up 1,700 damage, and that's kind of the difference. Those big shots, although you have a longer reload and you do have slightly less DPM, you can't always use that DPM anyway. So it can be nice when you have those situations just to get those big tasty shots in. Especially as well if you get to shoot stuff like Terrans, etc. You can shoot them with your HE rounds. And then you obviously have 640 alpha on your HE rounds, which can be quite satisfying as well. So again, fairly close start to this game. We are one tank down, but it's pretty here or there at the moment. Get a nice shot in there at the enemy medium tank, putting us onto just over 2,000 damage. And we seem to have taken fairly good map control. If you look how far we sort of spread out. Looking to see if we can get a shot into this enemy heavy tank. If he pokes a little bit more, we will get that shot in. I do have to be careful because I know I can get shot where I am currently by the enemy artillery. So if they start to look at us, we have to bear that in mind, because this tank doesn't eat artillery shells very well, because it does have that 50B hull armour. Get a lovely shot again into that enemy heavy tank, putting them onto a potential one shot for us now. And also putting us up to 3,000 damage with 5 penetrations. There is an enemy team in the cap circle. I'm not concerned at all about us being capped out. I mean, if we get capped out on this map, we deserve to lose. It's completely in the centre of the map. Our friendly team look like they've already found one of the enemy artilleries, which is good. If you look on the sort of bottom left of the screen, they're starting to win the sort of town area, and we are suddenly starting to take a little bit more control of this game. I was looking for a finishing shot of that heavy tank. We don't get one. It doesn't quite peak high enough, further enough for us to get a shot, and we do eat one off of him, losing our first bit of hit points in this game. Swindle in our light tank is now starting to push around. Should get a return shot into that enemy Persian, which we do, put him onto a one shot, and it is, it's quite nice, to trade those shots, those lower alpha guns. You can just eat the shot, and you're going to win the trade battle with that, that tasty 560 alpha. It's getting to the point where I need to start thinking about moving in if I want to get any more damage out of this game, because the damage is somewhat dried up, but not poking anymore. They're kind of alert to the fact that their friendly team is starting to push around the town. So I need to try and get in there and just see if we can get a little bit closer, see if we can get any more damage. We have gone through the cap circles. The enemy team are going to be somewhat alerted to our position, but it doesn't really matter. We just want to try and get as much damage out of this game as we can now. We're already on 3,400, but there's still 7 tanks remaining. The game's definitely not won, but it's looking like it's going in our favour. We're hopefully going to get a shot at this Borsig here. We do lead a shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit. Like I said, the shell velocity is not fantastic, so it does give the enemy team to sort of dart out the way of the shell. But we're going to see if we can get another shot. Hopefully these tanks keep poking like this dragon. We should finish him off. We do pick up our first kill with 3,700 damage now. And 100 assistance, just for the, better than nothing. Again, just hopefully we can get a shot in the Borsig. Again, we should maybe even have just shot the HE at the Borsig, because we do have that extra alpha. We do pick up a kill there, picking up 4,200 damage. Only 3 tanks remaining now. I'm hopefully going to get the finish on this enemy heavy tank. It's not a great deal we can do. He puts one shot in, he's on reload. We just need to take that time to aim the shot properly. And picking up a second kill, putting us into just shy of 5,000 damage. Only 1 tank remaining, an enemy E4. Can we come around and get another shot in and hopefully just round this up to about 5,000 damage? Now we have our shot, and we just completely rushed that shot, which is just, I don't know what we did there. And we've lost damage because of it, which is a shame. But maybe we got at least an opportunity to pick up the kill at least. Which we do, and we pick up the kill and put us into just shy of 5,000 damage with 3 kills. bringing this an end to the video. But remember, the main point of this video is we are doing a giveaway in this tank. So if you would like to enter the giveaway, remember, leave a comment with !duck followed by your gamer tag and your console. Draw ends Saturday the 22nd of this month, at which point I will post a comment saying who the winner is on my channel. And best of luck everyone, and happy tanking.
Enemy in sight. Hadouken!